Good morning, everybody. It is 11:02, 11:03. We are jumping on a couple minutes late. We were just strategizing for the day. So just so you guys know, our meet and greet is super informal. We normally have very structured trainings. This is an opportunity to just jump on with myself, with our team, give anybody that wants to join us an opportunity to ask any questions they have in a completely relaxed setting, have an opportunity to meet us. So good morning. My name is Team Twiford. I'm your account executive. With me, I have got Todd Pierce, who works on my team, as well as Dylan Johnson. They are exceptional at what they do. And collectively, we are your Orion Lending group that will help you close all of your loans. So what we'd like to do is, one, encourage everyone to go on camera because we love to see your smiling faces. And number two, just open it up. You can unmute yourself. You can ask any questions that you may have, talk about scenarios, talk about guidelines, ask about programs. We experimented with this kind of a format a couple of months ago, and we got some pretty good response on it. So we have decided to continue doing that. We don't get nearly the same turnout, which actually makes it kind of nice. It's a smaller group and it's much more personalized. So we're not going to continue talking. We'll open it up for anyone that has a question on anything. Thanks for joining. We're going to go ahead and end the event. I'm kidding. We're not going to end it quite yet.
Hey, Jason, I have a question. I had
Yes.
emailed you about the Titan MD program.
Yes.
I have a physician client who wants to stay with their sister in the home, and the sister is not a doctor. So, I mean, how does that work? The sister also has a student loan on their name.
Okay. So the doctor program in general does allow for a co-borrower that is not a physician. Just one borrowing per individual needs to meet the requirement that they are an MD, or not necessarily an MD. This is opened up for medical doctors, dentists, podiatrists, ophthalmologists, any medical doctor designation. It even includes anesthesiologists. You can slide veterinarians in. So we give you a lot of options with respect to who qualifies for this. It allows for a co-borrower that is not a physician, and it also even allows for a non-occupant co-signer. So it's available purchase and rate and term refi. What is your transaction?
It's basically an 800K home. They just want to buy based on this doctor program with zero down.
Okay, so
And
it's a purchase transaction.
yeah, it's a purchase transaction.
Okay, yeah, you can buy 720 credit score. We go up to 100% financing, no mortgage insurance. Minimum credit score is 680 for the product. If the doctor is still in their residency and student loans are deferred or in forbearance, we will omit the payment. If they have completed their residency and they're in their practice or they work in a hospital, then we would hit them with either the actual payment or 1%.
Excellent. I just have like one more question.
Absolutely.
So is there any income overlay, like the income should be at least 50% from the doctor? I mean, the major income should be from the doctor, something like that?
No, we don't have any requirements as far as how the income can be broken down.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's good to know, because there were other lenders who had doctor programs, but they had this kind of income overlay.
Yeah, no. We have no specific requirements or restrictions with respect to what percentage of income needs to be allocated for the medical professional.
Nice. Awesome.
And
Thank you.
we are doing a training this afternoon at 2:00 on the doctor program in much more detail for your company.
Nice.
So
I'll join there. Yeah.
perfect. I will. Please stay on with us, but you're welcome to join there as well.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have a question for you. In regards to the soft pulls on the VA Earls and the FHA Streamlines, are they going to
Yes.
stay soft pulls through the whole entire process, or are you going to actually go in and pull a hard credit pull?
We have the best answer for you. They stay soft pull through the entire process.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep, all the
I don't
way
know if you
through
guys heard
funding.
that, Suzanne, or you guys, that on the VA Earls and the FHA Streamlines, they're going to use the soft pull through the whole process.
Yes.
And it's our soft pull, or will you guys do a soft pull?
Your soft pull, you reissue the soft. Actually, we don't even Todd, they don't. Do they reissue it? Can they reissue a
It-
soft pull?
It must reissue. It must reissue.
And
Okay.
does it need to have 3 scores, or can you use our 1 score soft pull?
We do want 3 scores on the soft pull.
Okay.
And we got you all set for Friday. We're 2:00, right? Okay. Excellent. Then, Jen, do you want to send a link out, or do you want me to send a link to you and you can share it with your team?
Yeah, if you could send it to me and I could share it with the team, that'd be perfect.
Okay. Perfect. I'm making a note on that right now. Okay. What else do we have, guys? For those of you that joined late, super informal, no agenda. We just open it up for any questions that anyone has on scenarios, guides, files, anything you want to talk about mortgage or real estate.
I had a quick question.
Go ahead, take your time, go ahead.
Sorry about that, Julio.
Okay.
Renovation loans. Do you guys do renovation loans?
We don't offer any renovation loans.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
That was really a very quick, not good answer for you.
No, it's okay. I know there's a home for him somewhere. It's okay.
Yes. All right, Julio, you had a question too, sir.
Oh, no, actually, on the contrary, I just wanted to hop on and introduce myself as I'm part of the team as well. So I was excited to meet you, but I don't have any particular questions at this time. My questions seem to come up as I go. But I did want to introduce myself. That was awesome.
Well, thank you, Julio. I appreciate that. Thank you for going on camera. We love getting people on camera. No pressure to everyone else who's off camera. Jen, any other questions that we can answer for your, because it seems like you're very well represented here. Any other questions we can jump into for you and your team right now that you
I
don't
have
want to
actually
wait
one more
until?
question.
Yes.
In regard, that's because I know we're going to do a DPA and dive on Friday in regards to your DPA products. So I'm kind of trying to ask questions outside of that. In regards to
Feel
your,
free if you've got something pending. I mean, I'm happy to answer those questions and scratch the surface now, or we could do a deeper dive, whatever works for you in the group.
Mhm. So, well, okay, so I'll do the DSCR first. So, when we have situations which I don't necessarily agree on in regards to this appraisal, but the appraiser noted in the Hollywood Hills that they're starting to see a decline in values up there. How does it work with you guys in the DSCR space? Are you guys like, downgrading those when you get them in, when you see that listed on the appraisal?
So generally what we see, and I'm going to be honest, I am literally looking at the first appraisal that has come across our desk that is identified in a declining market, right? And this one's up in Oregon. So different market, different dynamic. It's a reduction in LTV. We've got a couple different DSCR products, but if it is identified as a declining market, which we're in, Jen, you're not in Southern California, are you? You're East Coast.
Yeah, but that's my market.
Okay,
I'm
got it.
enough.
Okay, I'm in Southern California. Someone
Yeah.
that's trying
Northeast
to tell me
LA.
the Hollywood Hills is a declining
Yep.
market, I
And
am
I'm
going
losing my
to.
mind on it right now, but I'm keeping it cool. But so yeah, so this appraiser is saying that this home is in a declining market in the hills, and I beg to differ. However, it's hard to differ with an appraiser's opinion of value and their opinion of what's happening in the market. I feel it's more of a flattening, if anything. So we have this in-house right now, and I'm waiting for an exception based on it. Because basically, if I have to downgrade this to a 75% LTV, it's a no-go. It's not going to work. I need 80%. it's already come in under value of what I would need to begin with. So, that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out is what's happening in this type, and will anybody dig any deeper in regards to it? Because how LA is not in a declining market. I still have properties right now going 16, 17 offers all over ask. Like, I'm really not seeing that market right now in LA,
Southern
period.
Southern California is a unique market. We've got pockets where homes are sitting for 60 plus days, and we've got pockets where there's multiple offers, and it feels like we're in the COVID era.
Yep.
I'm not going to say I'm a Hollywood Hills expert, but I am absolutely shocked by the fact that you're telling me that it's being identified as a declining market, because we do a lot of business in the LA market, and there is nothing there that is declining. If this goes sideways, and you would be open to brokering it out and getting a new appraisal, I've got an AMC that we could reach out to. We could do a value check. We could make sure that the value is either going to come in at what you need. If it's not, you know what the number is up front, and we can have them address whether it would be identified as a declining market before you even place the order. So that way,
Okay.
you're not going to trade one problem for a new problem.
Right.
We will give you some peace of mind in knowing that if we need to pivot this direction, and you're going to go ahead and move forward and spend this client's money on an additional appraisal, that we're going to get to the finish line.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm going to pay for it. I can't.
Yeah.
have him pay
Okay.
for
Well, then
appraisal.
even more so, I want to make sure that if you're going to put your credit card on the number in, that we're going to give you a path to be able to move this forward and get the transaction closed.
Okay, awesome. I'm hoping to get an answer for that today. So then, do you want me to send that appraisal over to you and maybe we can get kind of a head start on it? Or do you want me to wait till I get an answer over here?
What I would suggest is just send me an email with the property address. Is
Okay,
this a purchase or a refinance transaction?
the refinance.
Okay. Send me the property address.
And
Send me.
I'm sorry, it's not even a DSCR, it's a bank statement loan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not a problem. Send me the property address. Send me the value that you need.
Okay.
And then I can shoot that out and have our appraisal team take a look at this and confirm that the value either could be supported, or if it's not, what the value is going to look like and whether or not it's going to be identified as a declining market.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You
All
know
right.
that I'm a
Timberly.
more-
Oh, I'm sorry, Suzanne.
I
You
was
had a
just saying,
question.
you know that I'm a mortgage nerd when this was like like I'm intensely watching, like, yeah, we're solving a problem, like all into it.
I would like to say that that is what we do, is we solve problems. My background, I've been doing wholesale lending for 33 years. And I am nationally ranked by the Scotsman's Guide, number 10 overall producer, number 1 FHA producer in the country. Todd works with me. He really is in charge of broker support. Any questions, system issues, he is the guru at just keeping the pipeline moving. We just keep kicking the can down the road. We want to continue to work with getting conditions pushed through, getting updates out, being very effective in that respect. Todd's been in the business for almost 30 years. Dylan joined us last year, newer in the business, but collectively we're well over 60 years of experience. I have funded in excess of $19 billion in my career. So it's very rare that you're going to bring a challenge to us that we do not have a solution to. And we work very hard to get your files closed. So yes, as you can see, we're going to give you solutions. The answer is not always going to be, yes, we can get it done. But if the answer is no, we're going to give you a quick no. So you have the ability to move forward and take your business somewhere else.
That's amazing.
Yes. Well, thank you.
I was a broker in the broker business for a very long time before I moved over to retail. So I'm appreciative that at Kind we have the opportunity to broker when we need to.
Isn't that a cool feature that you guys have? And okay, I'm not going to throw out what company you're with, but when I was inquired to get a broker package with your entity, I'm like, wow, that is surprising and kind of caught me off guard, but good. Glad we're able to do business and partner with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, anything else? Timberly, you joined us. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Anything we can help you with?
Nope, sorry I was late. I was not
Hey,
realizing what time it was.
it's all good. This
The
is
daylight
just like I
savings still has
said.
me messed up.
For you and Myra, just to reiterate, this is one of those unique opportunities where we don't have a scheduled training that's structured. It's more an opportunity to just say, here we are. Any questions, comments, scenarios, anything you guys want to talk about? Myra, fantastic to see you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. It's nice seeing you again.
I think you just keep getting younger every time I see you.
I hope so. Thank you.
Whatever that potion is, I think I need to borrow some.
Thank you. I guess on my end, I would like to learn about, I know I spoke to you in regards to the down payment assistance. I think that would be my biggest thing to learn more about that because I do have a loan officer asking about it.
And I'm happy to answer your question, and I'll give you some information on it now, but I know you've got like a really high producing team and good LOs. So I would love to schedule a time to do a training for your whole team. And I could just head down to your office. We could either do a quick lunch and learn, or if people, I mean, it's like post-COVID, nobody wants to actually drive the 20 minutes to their office. They'd rather sit at home and do it that way. So whatever works for you. But our DPA is exceptional. I firmly believe we have the best DPA product mix available in the country. So I go down to a 600 credit score. I've got DPA product, FHA, USDA, and conventional. Most of the product does not require the client to be a first-time home buyer. Most of it has no income limits. I can use co-signers. We follow AUS. So if you've got a DU approval at a 47 front end, 57 back end, we accept that. If you've got a conventional DU or LP at 50%, we accept that. So we don't give you those artificial limits that prevent you from being able to qualify for your client for what they actually want to qualify for. I've got repayable product that in some cases pays up to 4 to 4.5% in lender credit. So if you combined a repayable product with a 4% lender credit, and we're doing a 3.5% to cover the down payment, I mean, we're giving your client 7.5% in total assistance. In most cases, we can close escrow with virtually no additional funds from the borrower. I've got forgivable product available. I've got a grant available that is forgiven at the close of escrow, and that's an FHA as well as conventional product. On the conventional front, we take DU and LP. So if you need to go LP because you want to use the 0.5% for student loans, we accept it. If you want to go LP because we want to use one of your tax returns, while Fannie offers that, it seems to be a little bit more layered, whereas Freddie is just clean. They've been self-employed for 5 years. We're good to go. 1 year tax return. So we give you that level of flexibility. SFR, condo, PUD, manufactured homes, 2 to 4 units, eligible for the DPA. This is a huge selling point depending on your market. But because we offer conventional DPA, we still take non-permanent resident aliens, whereas non-permanent resident aliens have been excluded from all FHA financing, which is what most DPA products are. So we give you a niche. Julio, I struck a nerve, my brother.
Did you feel it? Yeah, you felt it. Yeah. See, this is why I was like, let me hop on the call, see what they say.
I saw you light up. That's why you go on camera. I can see you guys light up.
Yeah. So 90% of my business is down payment assistance. And I do a lot of business with the Hispanic community. And to your point, FHA does require citizenship as opposed to the other ones. So I would love to learn more about that. I know we have a training on Friday. If you have a link or something where I could do some reading on it in the meantime, I would greatly appreciate that, sir.
I've got the email chain that we're all on. I will send you the guides. This is our Elevate Grant Program, available FHA and conventional. The beauty of this, if your client is a first-time home buyer on this particular product, going conventional, they're eligible for a 97% first mortgage. We then pair that with either a 1%, 2%, or 3% grant. And then everyone's like, well, what's it take to get the 3% grant? Simply you check the box that says you want the 3% grant. There's no additional criteria to get it. You say you want a 3% grant, we cover the entire down payment. It's 100% financing. And this is a product that we basically partnered with writing the guides on. We fund it, we service it, it's ours. So everything that we offer, unlike a lot of the DPA programs that partner with any kind of a city, county, state, municipality, where they can be a little time consuming and they're cumbersome, we're fully delegated on this. My turn time in underwriting is 24 hours on DPA. We close these in 14 to 21 days routinely. So
Nice.
I will get you the guides so you can get all excited before we connect in a couple days. But yeah, it really is a fantastic product. So Myra, yes, I know you're in a market in Southern California where we have a very heavy non-permanent resident alien population that needs down payment assistance, and we absolutely kill it with this product. I mean, even some of the more challenging EAD categories, we take the C08 and C09, which are both temporary protected status, as long as the client is not from a sanctioned country, we can give them financing as well.
All right. What is
So
that? The class what? C08 and C09?
yeah, those are a couple of categories that at one point were identified specifically by Fannie or Freddie as ineligible, and we have kind of worked with that to be able to get them back on the good list.
Okay.
So as long as your client is not from, I won't identify any countries. You can look the list up or
Right.
reach out to me. But a sanctioned country by the U.S. government, then they would be eligible for financing on this program.
Good to know.
Follows, again, and these follow standard agency guides. So if you're doing FHA, follows the 4001. If you're going conventional, we follow Fannie and Freddie seller guide. We don't come up with a bunch of erroneous overlays that make it difficult. I mean, generally speaking, most DPA products, first-time home buyer, income restricted, credit score restricted, DTI restricted, we eliminate all of that. If your client qualifies for an FHA or a conventional loan, they get our DPA. And most of these DPAs don't even require them to be a first-time home buyer. The only caveat to that is our grant program, and it doesn't require them to be a first-time home buyer, but if they are not a first-time home buyer, then there is an income limit. And let me set this stage here. Almost 95% of our DPA goes to first-time home buyers. That just is the population that we end up that come in. So if they're a first-time home buyer, we don't even continue this conversation. If they're not a first-time home buyer, then we go up to 160% of the county AMI. So we don't limit you to 80 or 100%. We give you an expanded income level. And I will tell you, we fund 25 to 35 generally DPAs on a monthly basis. We do a lot of DPA business. We are incredibly well versed on this product. It is a huge selling point for us. And in all of this time, I have had one client that was not a first-time home buyer that exceeded 160% of the county AMI. And in that instance, okay, we still give you a path out. The funny thing is, it was preschool teacher. So you're like, how the heck did she have that much income as a preschool teacher? She had a whole bunch of child support. So she obviously at one point married really well. And she was making about $250,000 a year in child support. But that being said, so if you have a client that is not a first-time home buyer that exceeds the income limit, we still give you an ability to close on that program if they are a first responder or medical professional. So anyone that works in a hospital or medical facility, down from the head of surgery to somebody working in food services, they are working in a medical profession. Anyone that is an educator, anyone that is a veteran or a civil servant. So there are several areas where we still exclude you from that income limitation. And I'll tell you how aggressive we are at trying to make these deals work. I was able to justify a preschool teacher as an educator to be able to make her exempt from the income limit because she was not a first-time home buyer. So to give you some peace of mind that we are going to work very hard to be able to help you put these deals together, we have countless deals we could stand on to show you how we do that. So, Myra, I gave you a little glimpse of how amazing our DPA product is. Any
Yes.
other questions that I can answer for you? And let's connect with Vadim and let's get a training set up for your office where I think that we walk through it. We do a little bit more detailed training. We talk about how to go sell it to realtors and consumers. We talk about how to structure these deals where we can literally refund EMDs and get closing costs covered and refund the EMD back to your borrower. Like, it is not atypical for us to close escrow where the borrower is zero out of pocket at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds perfect. I haven't seen Vadim, but I think he is here today because he sits in the front building. I'm in the back. So I'll go talk to him and let him know, see if we can schedule this and get everybody hopefully connected, right? So we
Absolutely.
can go ahead
And
and
I'll
do
tell you
this.
what, if everybody wants to come in, I'll bring lunch in.
Okay.
I mean, I'll give
Everybody
Vadim
likes working remotely nowadays, you know?
I know. I find the only way I can get people to come in like that is to bribe them. If I have to, I'll bring a cooler filled with cold beer if that gets them to agree to come
Right?
in.
Bring them in. That's true. That's true. But yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like that. It's really caught my eyes when I was like, what? I'm like, I gotta learn this product, you know. I don't do many of those to be honest. So
It
right
is,
now,
and I will tell you this from a marketing perspective. You could literally post on your social media that you have the best pricing in the country or the best service in the country.
mm,
Really, no one's going to call. You tell
yeah,
them you can close escrow, that you have free money available. I give you this analogy, right? If you walk into the grocery store, Myra, and you've got a list of 20 items you need to buy, and bread is number one on the list, and there's somebody standing at a table just inside the door to the grocery store with a sign that says free bread and a big pile of bread, you're probably going to go talk to them.
mm,
So
mm,
if you're targeting realtors, borrowers, and they're all in the market to purchase, they all need to come up with a down payment, and you're advertising a product that literally is free money, a free down payment, they're going to call.
yeah,
So I encourage people, whether they love doing DPA, whether they hate doing DPA, at least embrace it to the extent that you market this product, because it is absolutely 100% the most effective program that we offer at getting your clients to call, at getting clients to call, getting realtors to call, opening doors with realtor partnerships.
yeah.
And we've got a few strategies that we can use to kind of help you leverage that, to build those relationships, to be able to grow business with your clients. You name it, and we will help you do it. We've got marketing collateral. Our marketing collateral is incredibly effective. I've got open house flyers that you can create completely unbranded, where when you type in the address, it'll auto-populate all of the information from MLS. It'll pull the photos in. You can select which photo you want to put on the flyer, and it allows you to co-brand that. So could you imagine showing up at a realtor's office and saying, hey, I noticed you're doing an open house this weekend. I put some flyers together for you that advertise this property, and it's all customized with your information on it. And by the way, I also put my information on there as the lender, but you know what? Here's a whole bunch of PDF flyers that you can take to your open house. 99 times out of 100, they're going to take those flyers. You're getting free marketing. You're creating something cool for the client or for your realtor partner. I would put together some DPA flyers if it's a good DPA home, like Jen's properties in the Hollywood Hills. Probably not going to go in there with a DPA flyer. But for Julio, that's targeting the DPA market, to be able to go to a realtor partner and say, hey, I know you're doing an open house this weekend. Here are some flyers that highlight a product that I think would help you sell this property. And I've got your information in mind. So if they have any questions, I can partner with you and help you get those questions answered. And what the hell? How about if I just come and sit at the open house with you?
Oh, nice.
Hey, Jason, I have a question for you.
Hey, Michael, how are you, sir?
Hey, pretty good, pretty good. I taught the Tide the other day too as well, so I'm grateful for you guys' help. I'm in the area. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm saturated with DPA locally within the state. They have a lot of really good programs, so I'm been kind of getting beat up a lot with different programs that they have locally around me, and I'm just trying to find a way to compete in that general sense here, because some of the local programs they may offer, our average home purchase here is going to be around 420. And so they may offer, $30,000 for down payment assistance and so forth. And then the interest rates are pretty good, competitive too as well. So I'm just trying to see what can be done because I'm going against stacking DPAs and things like that. How can I use some of the options that you guys have in reference to it? I had a lady the other day. I'm sorry, I had a lady the other day where she had money saved, got her 401k. She don't want to touch it though. She don't want to touch her 401k. She want to use the DPA money. And I've talked to her about, and me and Jason even talked about that. I'm sorry, me and Todd talked about that rather. Just pretty much saying how, why use extra money if you got the money yourself and save and so forth. But she's still adamant on that, and I'm not going to turn her away. I'm not going to turn her away
Absolutely
from
not.
that.
Yeah, no,
You know,
absolutely not, Michael.
but the thing is, how do I compete when they're being told, "Hey, they got $30,000 here locally from a community type of a grant and things like that"? What do you suggest in that area?
So the good news for me personally is most areas do not have that caliber of municipally funded down payment assistance. And all of those, I'm assuming, are like some kind of a city, county, or state
Right,
project.
and they run out quick too. Right.
So you've got a couple things that we would okay. So here's the approach I would take. And this would apply to anyone in any market because we deal with the state of California a lot. They just rolled out their big program. And in my opinion, it's not very good. But most of the city, county, state programs require your client to be require the buyer to be first time home buyer.
Mhm.
Okay. So parameters start to shrink. Most of these have an income restriction.
Right.
And it's either 80 or 100% of the county AMI. And again, I'm generalizing. There are some that don't fit that box,
That's
but
correct.
for the most part, that's what they require.
Mhm.
Okay. And then they're going to have a
The
credit score
DTO.
requirement that is
Yeah.
generally more restrictive than what I offer. So in a lot of cases, they need to be in that 640, 660 plus credit score range.
Right.
And then we stack it up again. And generally speaking, they want DTIs between 45 and 50%. So I deal with this all the time. If somebody says, like I deal with it a lot in Texas with the T-Shack program, their state program, it's a fantastic product, but it is first-time home buyer, credit score restricted, DTI restricted, 80% of the county AMI. I tell people, if your client fits that product, that is an amazing program and they should take it. However, I'm your guy for everybody that does not fit. So if the credit score is too low, if the DTI is too high, if they make too much money, I'm your guy. So,
Mhm.
I'm helping another one of our sales teams in the next day, combat when we're not priced as well. And the bottom line is the numbers are what they are. If they qualify for the North Carolina program that is hands down better than what we have to offer, I tell the realtor, have your client take it. This is an amazing product and they're very fortunate. But most of those products have a certain allocation of funding. So on top of the, first time buyer income restriction, all of the other restrictions associated with that program, at some point they're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
like Florida, if anybody's doing business in Florida, the Hometown Heroes program, great product.
Mhm.
But again, it's all of those restrictions and they run out of money quickly every year. So when it gets refunded, my DPA production in Florida tapers off. And as soon as they run out of money, we skyrocket back up. I mean, I've got a client in Florida and to give you an indication. I mean, they said what they said, Todd, 5 or 6 loans in like a 24-hour span, all on the grant program, 100% finance, every one of them, because so there is a tremendous opportunity for you to go after that business
Mhm.
that doesn't fit the city, county, state program. And then in a lot of cases, something else to really advertise and be mindful of is the fact that we will take non-permanent resident aliens. And that opens up a lot of opportunity, especially in certain markets where you've got
Mhm.
populations of individuals that are not permanent residents or citizens. So I have made a career of figuring out what other people are better at than me and not fighting that battle, but figuring out where my niche is
Yeah.
and being the best available option in that space. And that's what I would suggest. I mean, and here's the thing, like life has gotten great. Like you could even take the guides from those programs and dump them into Chat GPT and take my guides and dump them in and say, where is this program creating a competitive advantage over this product? And there may be some, I say that, but I've never done it. So it's one of those like do as I say, not as I do. But it would probably identify some blind spots that we don't even realize are there where there is additional opportunity.
Hey,
Do you
can
do
I
any
chime in for a sec?
TBDs?
Sorry, guys.
What was the
Michael?
question?
I was just going to ask, do you do any TBDs by any chance?
Absolutely. We will
Oh,
do
you do?
full
Okay.
underwrites on TBDs for you. And again, any niche where we can help you, we absolutely will.
Okay.
Hey, I want to throw in as well on this because, you know, there are certain programs out there. CalHFA is, you know, the most widely known one that does need a lender to be in their fold, to be approved with them, to be able to fund their loans and work with them. And we are not in that fold with CalHFA. We're actually not in the fold with any of the individual state finance authorities. We are, though, totally in play for you folks. If you have these HUD approved local grant programs to bring that borrower who is getting $30,000 from the city of XYZ as down payment and closing costs and come and do the first FHA mortgage with us. Those do not need collateralized lender approvals or anything like that. We are able to work with any HUD approved DPA support. We stack them all the time, even behind the DPA programs. I have regularly people bringing in supplementary things, both with the DPAs and again, for you, Michael, these folks who you're losing to other people because they're offering the grants, start offering the grants. Be the expert in those grants. You can fund that loan as well with us doing the first mortgage. And then again, as Jason said, ready for all those fallouts for those people who aren't, you know, fully vetted for the programs.
And one more thought that I have, Michael, is like I live in Rancho Cucamonga, California. We have got a partner here, the National NPHS, National Partnership House, something, I don't know. But they offer DPA, but they also broker business to us, which is kind of funny. But dude, for them to close a deal through one of these county funded programs, they're looking at 60 plus days.
Yeah.
We're looking at 60 plus hours, right? We closed these in literally, we just closed one in 11 days. We closed one in 13 days. Our ability to pivot and get this done for you quickly is another good selling point.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to, just for clarification, then, if I hypothetically say I got a person that want to go the grant route and they do qualify, I could just stack yours on it as well.
You mean if they qualified for one of the local municipal
Right.
grant programs?
Yes. Yes.
If it was a HUD approved program, so that's where it starts getting a little bit dicey. So if it's a HUD approved, Fannie Freddie HUD approved program, we will partner with it. Now, those don't always partner well with our DPA because if we have a second lien, it has to go in second position. I've had situations where then they want theirs in second position and we're fighting over who's on second and who's on third, and nobody's willing to go on third. But if there was a program that was a HUD approved program, so a lot of these require the lender to actually get approval with the program itself. If you have a situation where that is not required, or you're able to get approved to offer this product and they allow you to broker it out, then we would just partner that with any standard FHA or conventional loan.
Okay.
But like I said, generally, now I've had a couple grants, truly forgiven grants. Out here, there's a CAR grant, which is the California Association of Realtors, that provides $10,000 for closing costs. We have paired the CAR grant with our DPA, but that worked because there was no recorded lien, there's no repayment. Basically, it's like free 10 grand on top of everything else at the close of escrow.
Yeah.
So there would be the potential, but before I just went out and willy-nilly advertised that and told everybody that, let's partner up and do a little bit of research to make sure that this is something that's going to mesh together and we're going to be able to close.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Jason.
Thank you for joining us.
Jason, it's Timberly. The grant isn't a recordable lien though, right? That's not something that's going to have a recording on the home?
Correct. It is not recorded. There's no second. So it is the one product. And I will tell you, this is a huge opportunity for us collectively. When you do that grant, there is no recorded lien. So on the FHA side of it, it's the only DPA product that you're literally able to streamline after they make 6 payments and wait 210 days. Same on the conventional. Once they've waited and made 6 payments, you're able to refinance that because it is going to be at an elevated interest rate. You're probably going to be in the lower 7% range, whether you go FHA or conventional. And that's above market. So after they make that 6th payment, you would be able to go ahead and either streamline them or do a rate and term refi. And incidentally, we wrote the guides, we underwrite it, we fund it, we service it. So when you bring the loan back to us, we waive your underwriting fee and we will net the impound account, which means whatever is sitting in that tax and insurance account with our servicer, we will subtract that from the payoff, which decreases your client's cash to close.
Okay, so back to that. So are the impounds going over to the new impound, or is that what's happening?
They're not going to be transferred to the new loan. They're going to be subtracted from the existing payoff, which will create, so instead of, let's say, instead of owing 485, we subtract the taxes and insurance, your client only owes 480 or 475.
Okay, so the impounds won't be refunded since we're starting over a new impound account, correct? Is that what you're saying?
So we will fund a new impound account, but we, instead of refunding it after we close, which means more money in from the borrower at the close, we will subtract it from the payoff, which dollar for dollar decreases your client's cash to close.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, good question. So what we really like to do is give you kind of the full service where we're going to help you get your client in. We put them on this Band-Aid loan. We're going to give you a strategy on how to get them out of it and what the time frame is going to look like, and some additional resources like netting the impound account, waiving the underwriting fee to be able to get your client out of that existing loan.
Question. So Orion services these loans?
We service a percentage of what we originate. We don't service everything, but we will service all of the DPA at least for the first 6 to 12 months, just to make sure, because I'll let you in on a little secret. These loans don't always perform as well as a normal FHA or conventional loan. So we want to make sure that we are servicing those accordingly so that we collect those payments and we don't run into early payment defaults where then I get to make that phone call to you guys that said your client missed their second payment. And now we have to have really not pleasant conversations.
Yeah.
Jason, when you're doing those refinances in 7 months, are you using the original appraised value or are we getting a new appraisal?
So if we're going FHA, we don't need an appraisal. If you're going conventional, we can get a new appraisal and use new appraised value.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Oh, I'll tell you guys, this has been kind of therapeutic. I was not having a good morning. We have been having all kinds of challenges, and I was like dreading getting on this call, but it has really been refreshing. So thank you to everyone that jumped on.
Hey, Jason, I have another scenario for you.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry,
we
you
got
go
a
right
whole bunch
ahead.
of people, which I love it. All right, Michael.
Well, just a quick scenario. I have another situation where I have a borrower who was in a sales position, say AT&T, stayed in sales, but came to a different industry in sales, a builder, for a home builder. And because he's in a different industry, I'm getting a lot of kickback on people that want to fund it because he went from W-2, he's now in a draw W-2, but it's less than 12 months. I'm just checking to see, do you guys have any exceptions for anything like that? If he puts 10% down and all that kind of stuff for the property?
It's certainly something I would like to do a deeper dive on. Couple challenges. One is changing industries. So I get sales to sales. It's the same position, but it's a big difference to go from selling cell phones to selling houses. And we're also looking at a change in his compensation structure where we do a lot, for whatever reason, of people working at T-Mobile and Verizon. We're doing a deep dive on a calculation on one of those right now. And it's base pay plus commission and some bonuses depending on what they sell. Whereas now he's on a, base with a commission, a draw-based commission.
Right.
So I see the potential for some challenges and some headaches. If we were at 12 months on the new job, I would have no concerns. But less than 12 months, I have concerns. I would like to take this offline and probably ask you a whole bunch of deeper questions and have you send me some documentation to see how much of that draw he's using, how consistently is he using it, what's his base pay structure look like. I mean, first thing I'd want to do is try to just qualify him on his base pay, which I'm assuming is not going to happen.
Right. Okay.
And then I'm going to say, how about a cosigner? And we're going to try to scratch our head and come up with some way to take this round peg and fit it in the square hole and make everybody happy.
I hear you. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Hey, Jason, let me ask you another question about, there was an FHA buyer. She was not eligible for VA at the time she purchased the home. But since then she got married to an army person, so she's now like eligible for a VA loan. So when she converts it on a refinance from FHA to VA, I'm pretty sure it's not an VA refinance, but would that be considered a VA cash out?
So VA has basically eliminated the rate and term option. So everything is either a VA IRRRL, which is VA to VA, or it is a VA cash out. So yes, even if they're not taking any cash out, it's still considered a cash out, just the name that VA has given it.
Okay, so I mean, with respect to Texas, is there any like additional overlay to close it because it's a cash out?
So, well, okay, VA, that gets into a really like technical question because VA has additional requirements on VA cash out, but this is called a cash out. But technically, if there's no cash back to the borrower, from Texas's perspective, it would be treated as a rate and term.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Any other questions?
Just wanted to thank you guys.
I was going to say, Suzanne just unmuted herself. I saw that. So,
yeah, just to say thank you.
okay, good. Well, thank you, Jen and Jen's team. We'll be connecting again and doing a little bit deeper dive into this DPA arena and how we can help you sell it and put it together and get these deals closed. For everyone else that joined, if there are no other questions, we would like to say again, thank you very much for joining and participating.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Michael. And if you would like to shoot me a call and go over your transaction on your the new home seller in a little more detail, I'm happy to jump on that call with you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Let Todd or Dylan make any closing comments for us.
Good to go.
No, yeah,
Okay,
awesome
guys.
to have everyone on. Thank you for joining.
We've got a training coming up in 2 weeks. That is going to be a product overview. And that is going to be a much more structured opportunity to jump on and hear a little bit more detail about what it is exactly that we do, how we do it, and how we can help you close business and grow your business. But for those of you that jumped in here to our meet and greet, thanks for hanging out and just chatting with us.
Thank you so much
Thank
for this.
you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a
All
good
right.
day.
Okay, guys.
All
Take
right,
care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.